morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Welcome to Success Motivation with Dr. Austin. This is a program where I share tips or principles that can empower you to succeed. Tips, principles that we may consider secrets of success. Some of them you already know them, or probably it could be a reminder. And more so, what we do here is to share our own personal experiences to tell you that these principles are working. So we are not just sharing theory; we are sharing experiences. So today we're going to look at sacrifice in the school of success. Sacrifice. When you ask a typical uh, successful career person, businessman or woman, they will tell you how much they sacrifice to get to where uh, they are at the moment. So it's about sacrifice. So in the school of success, we simply define sacrifice as intentionally giving up the gains, the comfort, the luxury of the moment for what you may value better tomorrow. Is a conscious decision to defer gratification because there is a future, there is a vision, there is a dream that means so much to you. So you consider the long term values, the long term gain, the long term benefit, and you give up something that others are enjoying at the moment. So it's really, really a matter of discipline. For instance, it may mean waking up earlier than others so you can start earlier. It may mean uh, not resting or working when other people are resting. No. Um, Sacrifice is actually the bridge between where you are today and where you want to be in the future. Is sacrifice. So, and like I said before, it's giving up today's comfort for tomorrow's luxury. And I've said that you can sacrifice time, you can sacrifice energy, you can sacrifice resources like money, you can sacrifice comfort or pleasure for long-term gain. You can do all this is because there is a future that is so dear to you. At some time, I've said it before, you may wake up earlier than everyone else, put in the extra hour. Um, there is a typical story I've always shared about a man, Barrister Jim Ibrahim. A man that went to Harvard University to do a master's degree in international taxation. And today he's sharing how he returned from that particular journey with an extra knowledge in an extra field. Then it meant that whereas other people in his seat, in his class, were limited to a particular class, he extended his own class a room experience. So why they uh, went through their normal, regular classes for the program, they had to put in extra effort, extra hour, probably when others are sleeping, he will be in the library, researching, because there is a future, and it paid off. At the time this man was sharing this everywhere, he was speaking, encouraging people, entrepreneurs. He was buying up everything that Nigeria government was selling. He was buying up every asset. He expanded his business scope just because at a point he sacrificed. He sacrificed money, he sacrificed comfort, he sacrificed time. That's what sacrifice does. Like I told you, this is why many of us are where we are today. And sometimes it may mean you saying no to what that does not align to your vision. The things that do not align to your dream, align to your ambition, to your vision, you sacrifice them. You say no to them. There's something that happened in my life. It might not be interpreted as as myself sacrificing these people. But I used to have a number of people around me as a pastor, a circle of ministers who were very supportive, who were very dear, understanding. They commended my zeal, my passion for knowledge, my commitment, even this sacrifice you're talking about now. They supported me emotionally, spiritually, financially. But a time came when God began to open me up to a new horizon, a new dimension of knowledge. I began to question some of the things that I was taught and I was teaching. I realized that the path I was following could not take me to what I was really, gaining in revelation, in insight. So it means that my teachings changed, my message is changed, and they could not tolerate such new development. And more so, while on social media, we are trying to teach this new knowledge, this revelation, and I'm still teaching them today, people began to tag us. What I perceived was that probably not that these people we are not comfortable with what I was teaching, so they had to part ways with me. They had to shift away. They stopped our relationship. Like I told you, these were men that have been supportive, we are so dear. So it was really painful. But now, remember, you lose those things, it will be painful, but the gain of the future is what we're talking about here. And I perceive it was so serious that probably in some circles, maybe my name was mentioned, and I was tagged a rebel, I was tagged somebody who has missed the mark. So I realized it was a sacrifice. I lost those relationships because they did not align to my value. So sometimes you can lose good people, meaningful people, but because they're not going the same way with you, because what you are pursuing, they don't see it. So at some point, they begin to lose faith in you. It's painful, but it's gainful at the end of the day. So this is it. Now, let me tell you something. Any entrepreneur you see today, building thriving business, had sacrificed sleep, luxury, and even personal time. Some of them will roll up their sleeves. All of them will join, the beginning, the kind of thing they do. They work with their hand. They do a lot of things. Somebody was talking about how her father was a builder, an engineer. But we get to the site and do the messing work. So they do all those things that ordinarily they were not supposed to do. That's sacrifice. That's sacrifice. That's what we take them to where they'll be celebrated. I said, no. So that a leader who inspires others sacrifices personal convenience to serve and lead with purpose. And we have this share facial of this thing too. Sometimes as a leader, you almost lose your space. People want to meet you, they want to talk to you, they want to share their challenges. You literally do not have time of your own. Sometimes I engage in mentoring, in counseling, late into the night. Hardly have time for myself. It's a sacrifice that we make. That's what is putting us where we are today. So, like I said, this is what you have to really understand. The hours you dedicate, the opportunities you turn down, and the pleasure you delay are seeds planted for a harvest of success. Now, let me share 4 key takeaways that you gain by sacrificing. The first one is an investment, not a loss. Sacrifice is not merely losing something, it is swapping temporary pleasure for future and greater rewards. So it's an investment. The second thing is that priority over pleasure. In sacrificing your time, your energy, your resources, you're simply saying that something is more important than other. So you consider the more important issues than some other things that could give you temporary pleasure, comfort, and gain. Even at that, because is a priority thing. I've said it before. You choose long-term goals over immediate gratification. The third key takeaway is that, okay, let me say, 4 examples. Giving up leisure to, to learn a skill, or read their books, or passing on social events to work on a business, search for, I was going to share somebody's experience, but let me leave it now. I wanted to ask you to search for it. Yeah, so this is it. Most time, like I said, sometimes typically, people have their itinerary. They have social events they must attend. But because there is a demand, there is a goal, I've said, the future is more important to me. Sometimes I have a way of explaining, if possible, I can appear in that event, and I don't spend all the time. Sometimes I will just show my face. If I have to, extend, any envelope or something, I just do and leave. And I'm not living for pleasure. I'm living for work. I'm leaving the venue to continue reading a book, researching. There's a future I'm working to realize. So that's it. I said here that and then, okay, now there are three, right? I think I missed one. Okay, one is that that's what is called the rule of exchange. If you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Uh, if you don't sacrifice for what you want becomes the sacrifice. Of course, that's why somebody say, pay today and play tomorrow. Yes, pay today and play tomorrow, and then play today and pay tomorrow. So do everything you can do now. Pay the price. You call it paying the price. Pay the price. Pay the price. Men who are on top, they sacrifice a lot. And I've mentioned a few of them. So it's up to you. You want to succeed, you want to celebrate it, you want to achieve greatness in your field as a businessman, as a student, you want to pass your exam, then make sure they call it burning the midnight candle. Yeah, sometimes you put your leg inside the bucket containing water and you are reading. Other students are clubbing, other students are doing other social activities, but because you know why we are there. A friend of mine, Pastor, the time I had success summit for the first time in Owerri, I invited somebody who made first class, both in his first class, they call it now. Okay, the best graduating student in ND and the HND. He shares some of this I'm talking about here. I think it's the US now. His name is really not coming in my memory right now. So he shared this thing because we are asking him, what made you, you know, achieve this feat? Best graduating student in OND and then HND. He shared some of these things. Why some of his classmates were doing some other things, he was doing some other things that brought him to where he is today, and he's still moving. So decide to sacrifice, decide to pay the price, decide to be awake when others are sleeping, decide to invest money. That's why I'm tagging the link to my book here, so you can buy that book and read. I wrote a book, Breaking Poverty, Building Success, and Unlocking Opportunity. Now, it contains a lot um, insight too that can help you. So I will just add the link so that you can buy the book and read. Invest some money, learn new skills. Don't spend all the money buying designer clothes. The money somebody was saying that when you read a book, you decorate your brain. But when you buy fashion designers clothes, you decorate your body. But empty brain in the future, we have no money to make. So invest in your brain, invest in your mind, invest in your academics, invest in your future, is sacrifice. The time will come when you look at all these things, you begin to reap the fruit of the seed of this sacrifice. I will hear your success story in the name of Jesus. Amen.